As you know, I love wood on boats, and teak decks provide a great aesthetic finish that provides great grip in the wet, but they do get grubby, so I'm going to show you a quick way to get them looking the way they should. Alright, it's a very simple process to clean the teak, but before we get started you need to get a few products ready. We're just using an off-the-shelf teak cleaner to actually clean the teak, and then a teak brightener afterwards, which we'll get to soon. They're just like using shampoo and conditioner on your hair, but for your teak. The other things you'll need is your garden hose, a bucket, normal bucket, and the specialty product we're going to use here is basically a green scour pad mounted on a broom end to enable us to actually scrub the teak. A couple of quick details on teak cleaning. We actually try and use the brush perpendicular to the teak grain. The reason for this is that if you go with the grain, you'll actually dig out and scoop away the soft bits of grain, which will weather and wear the teak away a lot quicker than it needs to be. Let's start the process. First step is to make sure that the teak you're about to clean is nice and wet so that we can distribute the product evenly. Next, grab some of your teak cleaner, pour a little bit into the base of the bucket so that you can put it onto the brush. Dip the brush in and then start applying evenly over the surface you're going to clean, just to distribute it. Then continue scrubbing with a little bit of pressure and you'll start seeing the dirt come out of the teak. Keep moistening some more product onto the brush as you cover more area. Don't necessarily try to do too big an area at once because you don't want the product to dry on there. Keep scrubbing and you'll see the colour change in the teak, and you'll actually see the dirt in the foam. Once the foam that builds up starts becoming a bit whiter, you know that you've got it pretty clean. It's always best to leave it sit for a little bit longer just to enable the product to seep in. It is a bit of a degreasant, so it does need to soak into the oils in the teak. Then once it's sat for a while and you've scrubbed it and you're happy, rinse it off. And you may need to do this a few times because, as you'll see, quite a bit of tannin and dirt comes out of the teak. Alright, now that that's rinsed off, we keep it wet again and we can move on to the next step, which is using the brightener. So same approach, a little bit of brightener in the bottom of your bucket, grab your brush after you've rinsed it out, dip it in, same method. Try and spread it across the teak, and you'll find with not much effort at all, you can actually see the teak change colour, and it'll go a much lighter colour very quickly. Again, it doesn't hurt to put a bit of pressure on then and give it a bit of a scrub to help push the product into the teak, but also help remove those last bits of dirt that we might have missed the first time. Leave it to soak for as long as possible, but probably 5 minutes is more than enough, and go through and rinse off again. As you can see, the water's nice and clean now. Teak's looking great. Once it dries, it'll look like new. As you can see, the teak's nice and clean, dry now, and back to its natural appearance.